Ever woken up at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling, feeling like your body just refuses to let you sleep? If you're a woman of a certain age, this might not just be an annoying inconvenience. It's your body trying to communicate something important about your health, emotions, or maybe even your future. I'm about to share 5 game-changing things to do when this happens, so you can turn those restless nights into moments of peace and clarity. Stick with me until the end, especially for number 4, because that could be the one thing most people miss, and it might just change your sleep for good. Before we dive in, if you're enjoying this content, please hit that like button. Your support helps me share these vital life lessons. If you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to do so and click the bell so you never miss a video. Oh, and if you love this video, drop a 1 in the comments. If not, a 0 will let me know how I can make it better. Now let's get into it. Don't force sleep. Try this instead. Picture this. It's 3:17 a.m., and your eyes snap open. You glance at the clock, and there it is, 3:17 in the glow of the night. Your heart races a little. Instantly, the panic sets in. Okay, if I get back to sleep now, I'll still get 3 hours. No, wait. Maybe 2.5. Wait, 1 hour left. Ugh. Your brain is on full speed mode, and the harder you try to fall asleep, the further away it feels. Does this sound familiar? Well, you're not alone. Waking up between 3 and 5 a.m. is way more common than you think, and it's not necessarily a bad sign. But here's the big secret. Panicking about it or forcing yourself to sleep is the worst thing you can do. Let's break down why, and more importantly, what you can do instead. Trying to force yourself to sleep is like trying to grab water with your hands. It's not going to happen, and all it does is leave you frustrated. When you're lying there, begging your brain to shut off, you're actually making things worse. Stress begins to build up, and that's when cortisol, the stress hormone, floods your system. This hormone's job? To wake you up and tell your body, you're not sleeping now. Deal with it. Your nervous system kicks into overdrive, and suddenly you're more awake than when you first opened your eyes. The funny thing, the more you try to sleep, the more elusive it becomes. So instead of fighting, let's change the narrative and turn this middle-of-the-night wake-up into a chance for a calmer, more productive night. First things first, stop lying there feeling defeated. Gently sit up. No need to leap into full-on daytime energy. This small shift in posture sends a message to your brain that you're not just lying there in misery. Now focus on your breath. Take deep, intentional breaths. Inhale slowly through your nose for a count of 4. Hold it briefly, and then exhale through your mouth for a count of 6. Repeat a few times. Why? This is like a hidden cheat code for your nervous system. Deep, slow breathing activates your parasympathetic nervous system, calming the chaos that cortisol, the stress hormone, tries to stir up. Soon you'll feel your shoulders relax and your heart rate slow down. It's not magic. It's your body doing what it's designed to do. Next, play detective. Check in with yourself. What woke you up? Is your pillow flat as a pancake from years of neglect? Are your sheets twisted up around your legs like a boa constrictor? Is the room too stuffy, too warm, or, God forbid, too cold because someone forgot to close the window? These little discomforts can pull you out of sleep without you even realizing it. Fix them now, not later. Fluff the pillow, untangle the bedding, adjust the thermostat. Aim for 60 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit, the sweet spot for sleep, according to science. Maybe grab a glass of water. Dehydration is a sneaky culprit. The point is, don't just suffer through it. Take control of your space. Little changes can make a big difference. Now, here's the interesting part. Those early hours between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. aren't the nightmare they seem to be. In fact, they've got this weird, almost mystical vibe. Ever heard of the witching hour or the hour of the wolf? While that's all folklore, some of history's greatest minds, like Leonardo da Vinci and Nikola Tesla, didn't just tolerate these early wake-ups. They embraced them. Da Vinci napped in short bursts around the clock, saying it fueled his creativity. Tesla, he reportedly slept just 2 hours a night, using the quiet of the early morning to dream up world-changing inventions. The point is, those pre-dawn hours, when the world is still and your mind is in that half-awake haze, can be a goldmine for creativity. Keep a notebook and pen by your bed. Nothing fancy, just something to jot down whatever's floating around in your mind. A random thought, a solution to a problem, a story idea, or even a grocery list. You'd be surprised at how often these sleepy ideas turn into something brilliant by morning. If writing's not your thing, try a low-stakes distraction. Don't grab your phone. The blue light triggers cortisol, and scrolling through TikTok is a one-way ticket to a rabbit hole. Instead, imagine a calming scene. Waves gently crashing on a beach, a serene forest at dawn. Whatever helps soothe you. Or if you're feeling restless, step out of bed for a moment, stretch your arms overhead, roll your shoulders. Just let your body reset. The key is to avoid the stress trap. Accept that you're awake, not as a failure, but as an opportunity. Sleep will come when it's ready. Your job is to create the right conditions, not to force it. So, the next time 3 a.m. rolls around and your eyes pop open, skip the panic. Breathe, adjust, and explore the quiet moments. They might surprise you. They're not the enemy unless you make them one. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, please comment 1 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, be sure to do so and hit that bell so you never miss a video. Your support helps us create more valuable content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move on. Let's talk hydration. Smart hydration. You wake up at 3:47 a.m. and something just feels off. Maybe your mouth is dry, like you've been chewing cotton all night, or your legs are twitching, restless, refusing to settle. Or maybe you're oddly overheated, even though the room feels cool. Sound familiar? Here's a possible culprit: dehydration. It's sneaky. While you sleep, your body loses water through breathing and sweat. By the time you wake up, your system is sending you a clear signal. I need hydration. But before you rush to the kitchen and start guzzling down water, let's talk strategy. All right, if you've ever woken up in the dead of night feeling like you're stuck in a loop of restlessness, here's your chance to flip that script. Let's dive in and turn a groggy midnight wake-up into something far more peaceful. First off, don't immediately reach for that ice-cold glass of water. Sure, it's tempting, especially if you feel overheated or restless, but slamming ice water in the middle of the night is like surprising your body with an electric shock. It jolts you awake, leaving you more alert than you were before. Instead, go for room temperature or even slightly warm water. Your body will thank you for it. It's a much smoother, gentler option that won't disturb the delicate balance of your sleep cycle. Keep a small bottle on your nightstand, something you can sip without making a midnight adventure out of it. But here's where it gets even better. Water alone might not be enough. Your body's been hard at work shedding minerals all night. Sodium, potassium, magnesium. Those little guys are crucial for muscle relaxation and keeping you calm. Ever wake up with that wired but tired feeling, or maybe a subtle headache? It's your body signaling that it's missing these electrolytes. Here's a game changer. Add just a pinch of high-quality sea salt, like Celtic or Himalayan. Nothing crazy, just a few grains to your water. This gives your body a nice little mineral boost. Not into salt? No worries, try adding a little lemon juice. It's not just a zesty addition. Lemon helps with digestion and provides potassium to keep things in balance. Sip slowly and feel the difference. Feeling a little jittery or anxious? Maybe it's 3:30 a.m. and your brain's decided it's the perfect time to replay that awkward situation from last week. Here's a little trick. Prepare a thermos of chamomile tea before bed. Not a strong brew, just a light steep, and let it sit by your bedside. Chamomile has a soothing compound that helps lower anxiety and calms your nervous system. Plus, the warmth is gentle on your throat, and the subtle floral taste helps distract from racing thoughts. It hydrates without being overwhelming, so you won't have to get up again for a bathroom break. Why does all this matter? Dehydration messes with more than just your body. It messes with your sleep. When you're low on fluids, your heart has to work harder, your temperature regulation is thrown off, and your muscles tense up. All of this happens quietly, but it's enough to disturb your sleep. This is where the hydration strategy comes in. Think of it like maintaining a car's oil level. Just a small adjustment keeps everything running smoothly. So next time you wake up in the middle of the night, don't chug down cold water. Instead, sip something warm, add a pinch of minerals, and let your body settle back into a peaceful rhythm. Now let's talk about something deeper. You wake up at 4 a.m., and it's not just the usual grogginess pulling you out of sleep. There's a weight in your chest, a vague discomfort that feels almost emotional. Your mind starts churning with worries. Maybe it's the conversation you had yesterday, or the stress about tomorrow. Here's an interesting perspective. What if your emotions are actually the ones waking you up? It's not random. Traditional Chinese medicine, TCM, connects the early morning hours, specifically from 3 to 5 a.m., with the lungs. But the lungs don't just handle your breathing, they're also tied to emotions like grief, stress, and sadness. Waking up feeling heavy or unsettled in that window might actually be your body's way of nudging you to look at those buried emotions. TCM suggests that the body processes these feelings in those quiet, early hours. Modern science agrees in its own way. Stress often peaks during the night when your brain tries to sort through the emotional baggage of the day. Ever notice how problems seem bigger at night? That's your mind's way of amplifying what it couldn't process earlier. So if you wake up feeling off in those hours, don't just lie there. Instead, sit up slowly and ask yourself, what's really on my mind right now? Don't try to fix it. Just let it surface. Grab your notebook, yes, the one you've conveniently kept on your nightstand, and jot down whatever comes to mind. Maybe it's a specific worry like a looming deadline, or maybe it's a deeper emotion like something from the past that's resurfacing. Just get it out of your head and onto the paper. This isn't about solving it, it's about releasing it for now. And if you're still watching this video and finding these insights helpful, drop a number 2 in the comments to let me know you're here. And don't forget to subscribe and turn on the bell to get notified about more content. Your support keeps us going. Here's the next step. Let's add some physical release to the emotional check-in. Close your eyes and take 5 slow, deep breaths. Inhale for a count of 4, hold for a beat, then exhale for 6. As you exhale, picture your tension fading away, like steam rising off a warm mug. As you breathe, tell yourself, I release this for now. This is a simple ritual, but it's powerful. You're not ignoring the feelings. You're just allowing yourself to set them down for the night. Think of it as bookmarking a heavy story. You can pick it up again tomorrow if you need to, but for now it's time for rest. This works because journaling and emotional release are scientifically backed to reduce stress. Psychologists call it externalizing cognition, a fancy term for getting your brain to unload its thoughts. That way you can reset for the night, sleep better, and wake up ready for whatever comes next. You're awake again. The clock's glowing like a bad joke, 4:23 a.m. You've been tossing, turning, shifting from side to side, tangled up in sheets like a wrestling match that nobody's winning. The frustration's building, right? Every minute dragging on while your mind keeps screaming, why can't I just fall asleep already? Ever been there? It's like the more you try to force it, the more your body rebels. Neck stiff? Check. Legs twitching like they're in a race? Check. Your mind. That's the real villain here, stuck in a loop of racing thoughts. Here's the catch. Fighting it only makes it worse. Lying there, hoping sleep will come if you stay still, is like trying to hold on to a butterfly with a clenched fist. It just won't happen. After about 10 to 15 minutes of that, your body starts screaming for a reset. But don't worry, you don't need a full-on workout to get back on track. We're talking a simple, gentle sleep reboot, just 1 minute to smooth out the tension and settle your mind. Let's walk through it. First, forget the idea that you have to stay completely still. When you're wired, staying flat in bed is like trying to force your car to run on empty. Nothing good's gonna come of it. Sit up slowly. No dramatic moves here. Just prop yourself up or swing your legs over the side of the bed. You don't have to be fully awake. Just give your body a little nudge. Start with your neck. Chances are it's been locked in a weird position all night. Gently roll your head forward, chin to chest, and then take it slow, tipping your head to the right, letting your ear drift toward your shoulder. Breathe through it. Then slowly, roll to the left. Do this a couple of times, slow and steady. Feel that tightness start to melt away as your shoulders relax. These muscles have been on high alert all night, and now it's time to remind them that the coast is clear. Next, focus on those shoulders. Are they still huddled up by your ears, like you're bracing for impact? Lift them up toward the ceiling. Take a deep breath in, and then let them drop down with a big exhale. Do this a few times. It's like hitting the reset button on all that tension that's been creeping up your spine. You might even hear a little crack or pop. That's just your body thanking you for the attention. Now let's move on to your back. Scoot to the edge of the bed and try a seated forward fold. Don't overthink it. Just lean forward from your hips. Let your hands drift toward your knees or the floor. Take a deep breath and just hang there for a moment. No rush. This simple stretch helps boost circulation and ease that tight feeling in your lower back that comes from lying down for too long. While you're there, breathe in deeply, let your chest expand, and exhale slowly. It's your body's way of saying, "We're fine. No rush. We've got this." Finally, let's deal with those restless legs. You know the ones. The legs that twitch like they've got a mind of their own. Here's the trick. Lift one leg at a time. Shake it out like you're getting the last bit of water off your foot after a swim. Keep it light. No need to go wild. Few seconds per leg should do it. Let your calves and thighs fizz out all that restless energy. It's a silly little move, but it works. As you go through all of this, pair it with slow, steady breathing. 4 counts in, 6 counts out. This lets your parasympathetic nervous system, the chill squad, take over. It tells your body it's time to unwind, slow down, and let go of that tightness. Remember, you're not solving the world's problems at 4 a.m. You're just resetting. You're not a superhero, and your brain's not in problem-solving mode anyway. It's about listening to the signal your body's sending. Restlessness is a clue that you need a little tune-up. So the next time you wake up in the middle of the night, feeling restless or wired, try this simple routine. It might just be the gentle reset your body needs to slide back into sleep. You're tossing and turning, trying to get back to sleep, but something's off. And that something? Your circulation. Cold hands and feet are sneaky little culprits that love sabotaging your sleep. When your extremities are cold, it's like telling your body to stay on high alert. But there's a quick fix. Rub your hands together, like you're trying to start a fire, and then cup them over your feet if they're cold too. You'll feel them warming up almost instantly, and your brain will get the signal that it's time to wind down. Studies back this up. Warm hands and feet help your body cool down naturally, speeding up your transition to sleep. If you're still with me and finding these tips helpful, drop a number 3 in the comments to let me know you're here. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell so you never miss any tips to make your nights better. Your support really helps us keep this content flowing. Now, let's dive deeper. Number 5. Soothe your brain with sound. It's 3:45 a.m., and your mind's on overdrive. Did I lock the door? What's the agenda tomorrow? Why did I say that awkward thing earlier this week? The more you try to turn off your brain, the louder it gets. Sound familiar? Here's the thing. Trying to force your mind to relax is like telling a puppy to stop playing. It just doesn't work. But there's a simple solution. Sound. The right kind of sound can guide your brain into calmer waters without you even having to try. Let's start with pink noise. You've probably heard of white noise, but pink noise is its more sleep-friendly sibling. Imagine the gentle sound of rain falling, wind rustling the trees, or waves lapping at the shore. Pink noise is like nature's lullaby, with a deeper, softer tone that syncs up with your brain's natural rhythms, helping you drift off faster. Research even shows that it improves sleep quality and can enhance your memory the next day. All you need is a speaker or a simple app to play it. Keep the volume low, just enough to hear, and let that soothing rain take over. If pink noise isn't your thing, or you prefer something more focused, try a short guided sleep meditation. Nothing more than 10 minutes. Picture a calm voice, maybe someone like Morgan Freeman, guiding you through slow breaths or a body scan, helping you relax each muscle. It's like a bedtime story for adults, boring enough to put your brain at ease, but gentle enough to stop the racing thoughts. You don't need fancy apps. There are plenty of free options on YouTube or podcasts. Pick a track with no loud intros or ads, keep the volume soft, and let that voice become your guide to peace. Or if you're more of a word nerd, try a monotone audiobook. Think of something neutral and calm, like a book about history or nature. This isn't the time for thrilling stories with cliffhangers. You want something that lulls you to sleep. It's like your brain gets to focus just enough to stop spiraling, but not so much that it stays engaged. I've once fallen asleep listening to someone drone on about the life cycle of moss. And guess what? I don't even care about plants. The key is steady, low-energy content. Your brain loves repetition, and that's exactly what you're giving it. And here's why this works. Your brain loves patterns. It's built to latch on to rhythmic sounds, which helps slow things down when you're racing. A 2013 review in Sleep Medicine found that low-level audio like pink noise or soft meditations reduces nervous system arousal, making it easier to fall asleep. So, next time your mind is buzzing at 3 a.m., skip the phone and go for sound. Pink noise, a soft meditation, or even a dry, monotone audiobook. Keep it low, steady, and calm, and watch your mind drift back to sleep. So, there you have it. 5 steps to turn those restless 3 a.m. wake-ups into moments of peace and recovery. Have you tried any of these techniques? Maybe it's sipping warm water, or trying the stretches, or even writing down your racing thoughts. Pick one tip you're excited to try and drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear how it works for you. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you found this video helpful. Sweet dreams, and I'll see you in the next one.